Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for more money-making videos. In my new ebook, I have a list of field inspections and property preservation companies in all 50 states. I made over $100,000 a year in this industry, so download the ebook in the link of the description of this video. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well, and I wanted to bring you a video on how you can make money by completing this type of inspection. This is a lost draft / construction inspections. So if you have been following me on this channel, I've been showing you how you can make money in the field inspection industry, being a field inspector. Now, being a field inspector, you will be an independent contractor, and it's really like starting your own business. It's a great way that you can make money. I have made over $100,000 in this industry, and also working with the property preservation industry. I have just written an ebook for you guys that have companies in all 50 states for this type of work. So if you're interested, I'll put the link in the description of the video, but I want to show you how this actually works. Now, with this kind of inspection, it's going to be in the mortgage industry. So being a field inspector, you may get inspections, or you can strictly work in these two types of industries, which would be the mortgage industry and the insurance industry. So I have had some videos on certain inspections that will be for insurance companies, but this type of inspection will be for mortgage companies in the banks. So with this lost draft and / construction inspection, the thing with the lost draft, many times what you're going to find is a homeowner had a fire, water damage, and what happens is the mortgage company, once those insurance proceeds are paid for that loss, if that person have a lien on that property or a mortgage, basically a mortgage, which is a mortgage lien. So if you get a mortgage, that mortgage company put a lien on that property, they hold those insurance funds. So this is some education for some of you guys that are homeowners. If you have a fire loss, if you have a certain amount of loss, now some companies will, if it's a smaller loss, they won't go through this process of this inspection. But generally, if it's over a loss over $10,000 to $15,000 and you have a mortgage, they're going to make you go through this process, which is a lost draft. So when you hire a contractor, they're just not going to be able to get their hands on that money without an inspector coming out to see how much of the work they completed and approve the funds to go for the repair of the home. Also, this is a construction inspection can work the same basic way. Some people have got a mortgage and they're building a home, and they're going through working with the contractor who's getting funds in order to build that home. So you are sent out as an inspector to make sure that he's completing everything on time and not going to run away off with the money, because it goes both ways. Sometimes the contractor will run away with the money, and sometimes the homeowners just won't repair it. So if it's a burnt down home and there's a lien for that mortgage on that property, the homeowner could take all that money and just walk away. And there has been people that have done that, especially if they're native or come from other countries. Sometimes if they own a home, they just take that money and they'll just like walk. So they want to ensure, the mortgage companies, that the property is put back together if it's a loss properly, and if it's being built, that it's being built properly before they release funds. So we're going to go through some of the steps on this. Now, when you go to that inspection, you may be looking for things. I'm going to show you you're going to have what's called a loss sheet. And I'm also going to give you a company at the end on where you can actually go there and you can get paid for these types of inspections. So this is what's called the framing process. So if it's a new construction or the home is being built, they want to see how much is this completed. So this is just the rough framing. And so you will just give them credit for this part of it. And you can see also they have did the foundation. So you would give that that homeowner or that purchaser credit for what the contractor has done. And this will be considered your framing. This is also some photos of framing that's on the interior. And so you will just notate that how much this is rough framing that's done. So the carpentry part and what part of the carpentry has been completed. Then also you will look at the electrical. So this is rough electrical, and this is more of finish electrical. So these are different stages. As you can see, they have covers. Now the complete finish will be when the light is in. This is a look like it's going to be a can light, but this looks towards more of the finished side. This is what you're going to have, and notate this is just roughing. So they get a certain amount of a credit for that so they can get the next draw of funds. Now, the next part you're going to look for is plumbing. This is rough plumbing. So as you can see, this is the plumbing going in, the roughing from the tub, and here's the toilet. So you would give them credit if this is done and you're looking for that. Also, as you can see, this is a new roof. And so this is something else that'll be common on that sheet is the roof itself. And you can see here that the framing has been done, and also the foundation, where you will give that person or that homeowner or that a contractor credit for this part that was done. Now, as you can see here, you'll be looking at this. This is common siding that's being complete. Now with this, as you can see, you'll rate it whether it's 20%, 50%, and we're going to break it down how you get these percentages. But as you can see, you would not make this 100%. The majority is done, but as you can see, it is not complete. So you would give them a rating on how much, or a percentage on how much is this is completed, or they cannot, if they don't have enough of this percentage altogether completed, they won't be able to get the draw of funds. Also, you're looking at this. This is just about the home going through the process that now you see the siding completed and the roof completed. So with items like this, these are big ticket items. And so the more they get completed, the more of a draw they can get. So you would be inspecting these things. And as this is drywall, and you can see that the spackling is done in this case. So you can give the percentage rating on how much is being done of the drywall. And so this will be your finished product. So these are how you would do these inspections. So by this stage, you would go in, take pictures of all that's been done. And this is what you would rate if everything is completed as 100% done, and that homeowner or that contractor get all those funds and the job is completed. Now, when you're doing these types of inspections, if it's assigned to you in your area, you will most likely be going through this whole process. So these kind of inspections will be reoccurring for you and be an income source until the job is just about done. So keep that in mind. Now, this is what we would call the loss the loss scope sheet. So it would tell you here, it gives you a breakdown and details of numbers and what's supposed to be done. Now, you would have all a total loss of what they were paid. And so when you want to figure out how much, as I mentioned, carpentry, roughing. So they have numbers on how much they paid out for that portion. So what you would do is when debris removal is done and all these little stages are done, you will take the total loss amount and then you will divide it into these numbers in order to this total loss amount to get a percentage that is done. So for instance, if this number is $100,000 and let's say this was $20,000 that they did all of this work here, removing the debris, got the permits, emergency repairs, moving the contents, things like that, and say this number was $20,000, what you would do is divide the total loss into the 20,000, and that will be 20% of the job is done. So that's what you would have to do to get the calculations to know whether or not they get the next draw. Now, you wouldn't have to deal with that part. It's an internal audit system in the mortgage company. So there's a department and they already know what part of the completion. So say if they only got 20% done, but they were looking in order to give them the next draw of money for 40%, then they would not get the next draw of money. They would have to really complete 40% of the job. So doing things like roofing, gutters, the exterior siding, and really going for the big ticket items. So I do, when I go out and I do these kinds of inspections, I do, as a courtesy, I do let those homeowners know, and I let the contractors know they need to aim for things that's bigger in order to get that next draw instead of wasting their time on doing smaller items. So getting things like the electrical completed, plumbing completed, roofing completed, if they can, siding completed, those are bigger ticket items so they can get the money that they're looking for. Now, I want to show you guys actually a website where you can go and get these kinds of inspections. Now, generally in this industry, you will have these kind of inspections and mixed in some of the prior inspections that I showed you, occupancy inspection. But with these types of companies, some of them, especially the ones I have in my ebook, they will, you have some companies that just does these kind of inspections only. So these inspections, if you are working with a company that just does these types of inspections, they will pay you from $30 to $40 per inspection. These types of inspections can really be very brief. They might look like they're in detail, but taking these pictures, going in and out, taking pictures of everything can just, it might just take you only about like 10 to 15 minutes. Some of it, if it's at the end stage, it only take you a few minutes to walk in and take these pictures, and you will have the homeowner to sign a loss sheet on that. And so, you know, you need to be familiar with this. If you have it in the mortgage industry where you're getting also occupancy checks with some of those companies, they may pay a little bit less, like $15 per these inspections, but they're giving you other work in that general area at the same time. So let's look at one of these companies so you can see if you're interested in signing up. Now, this company is Mortgage Bankers Field Services, and let's check out some of their services here. And here's the type of the inspections that they have. So you can see drive-by, bankruptcy, foreclosure. And I talked about this if you want to go back to some of my prior videos. Insurance inspections, they have sales date inspections. And as you can see, the type of inspection I just showed you, a lost draft inspection. So lost drafts inspections, you want to get familiar into doing those types of inspections because you can make more money by doing so. So if you have questions, make sure that you put it in the comment section or reach me at my website. It's always in the link in the description. If you go to these sites, always look at Become an Inspector, and you can sign up there or in their contractors section. Sometimes they'll say become a vendor, become a contractor, and this is where you would sign up. And they need inspectors all over. And so you can come to this website and you can see about the inspections in your area. This company here is a nationwide company. So they have inspections in all 50 states. I also have a ebook where you can find other companies like this, because you should be working. Remember, this is going to be a business for you guys. You get tax write-offs, everything, but you need to run it as a business and understand these are not an employer for you. You are actually servicing them. So you have your own business by doing this, but this is a very low cost where you can use your phone, your cell phone. Most of these inspections will all be done on your cell phone and a vehicle in order to get this done and get this type of work and make more income. So stay tuned. I will be bringing you more of these inspections and company upcoming this and next week. So stay tuned, you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video.